Morning, Rocky. I'm just curious who you are because I don't normally have a Rocky in class. Do you have any questions, Rocky? Bless you. You don't have to be nervous. It's okay.
I'm not nervous. I'm trying not to be loud.
I'm used to people talking over me as I teach, so we're good. You know. She's out cold. She's catching up on her sleep
She didn't sleep well last night.
from yesterday.
No.
Prince Charles tested positive.
Yeah, I saw that because he was near Monaco guy.
Morning, Liz. And did you hear they postponed the Olympics? Liz, do you have any questions about anything that we've been doing so far this week? Which equation? Okay. Okay. So can you see my screen list? This is the newest equation you're referring to, right? Okay. So obviously the 2 and the pi, they're just numbers. The t stands for period, and I know you remember that from a while ago, and that's seconds. L stands for the length of the pendulum in meters, and G stands for the gravity, meters per second squared. Okay. So just for the record, this is what all those letters mean. Okay. And I know when it comes to solving this equation, it could look a little scary because of this guy right here. There's a technique that we can do to get rid of this guy. And I think you remember this. What is the opposite of square root? Okay. So you can actually square this entire thing, and now we'll get rid of that guy. So if you square everything, you get this equation. T squared equals 4, because obviously 2 squared. Morning, Ralphie. Pi squared. And then the square root part goes away, so you just have L over G. So this equation is the easier version to use if you're looking for the period of something, because it just T equals. If you have to look for the L or the G, I would recommend you start by squaring everything, and then that will give you the freedom to move the L and the G to the other side. That may make it a little bit easier so you don't get confused with things. But once again, if you're looking for period, I recommend you use this equation, this version of it. But if you're looking for the L or the G, I recommend you look at squaring everything and then going from there to rearrange it. Is that okay, Liz, or do you actually have a problem with numbers that you want to go over? Keep in mind, Liz, for and other people listening too, all three of you, for the purpose of this, if you guys want to make up a problem, I have no problem improvising on the fly with you guys. If you want to see something, if you want to see some numbers put in, just random numbers, we can do it together. So, okay. Okay. So, Rafi, do you want me to solve for the period, length, or gravity? And give me some givens for the other numbers. Okay. So, for you folks who can't see the chat, which is crazy because you could always see the chat in this, Rafi wants us to solve for the gravity of something. The length of the pendulum is 4 meters, and the period is going to be 3 seconds. All right, so for the record, this is the equation I give you guys. Okay, that's the one that's in the box. Assuming we're going to be back to school, this is the one that will actually be on your test. And once again, if you're looking for the L or the G, in this case, we're looking for the G, I recommend you square everything right off the bat so we get rid of the square root symbol. So this equation is what it looks like if we square everything and get rid of the square root sign. And just like we do in class, you can either plug in numbers now and then rearrange it, or you could rearrange this first and then plug in the numbers. So, Rafi, is there a particular technique that you like, rearranging this first and then plugging in numbers, or numbers first and then rearranging? Okay. So, if we're looking for the G, depending on what level of math you feel comfortable with, I would just cross multiply this. So t squared G equals 4 pi squared L. And then to get the G by itself, G equals 4 pi squared L over T squared. So that's my rearrangement solving for gravity there. And once again, if you want to pause the screen so you can see that, or take a screenshot, whatever you guys want to do. So in this case, with your numbers, 4 pi squared, the L is going to be 4, and sorry, I'm just around. All right, so I plugged in some numbers where they belong. Obviously, 3 squared is going to be 9. 4 times 4 is 16. You just got to use a calculator. And if you do this math, let me just pull up my calculator. 16 times 3.14 times 3.14. Oop. Divided by 9. I'm getting the gravity of 17.5 meters per second squared when I plug in those numbers. Okay. Okay. Rafi, are you okay? And Liz, do you have any questions as well? Once again, it looks like there's only 3 of you guys, and 2 of you guys are actually talking. So, I want to, and I still don't know who Rocky is. I would love to know who Rocky is. I'm here for you guys for the next half an hour or so. So, are you guys sick of being home alone, home now? You going stir crazy? Liz, the build a clock is actually a fun activity where I want to see if you can actually build a clock. It centers around this equation. Okay. I have here a random cord. It's an old telephone wire that I never disconnected from when I got this house. And it's just a loose cord, whatever. All right. This may be a little too flimsy right now to try. Yeah, it's a little too flimsy, but okay. So, Liz, do you see the string on my hoodie? How it goes back and forth, back and forth. Not very well, but obviously this is not a perfect example, but I'm just trying to improvise for you. You see how the string goes back and forth, back and forth? Okay, so basically, you need to find something in your home that you can swing back and forth. It could be like a keys on some lanyard. It could be the string on the curtains that you have. There's the little bead on the end. Maybe you have a jump rope that you just want to swing, or something like that. You need to basically determine the length that you need, how much of a length you want to get a certain period. Now, in total, the challenge is, can you time out 9 seconds? So it's going to be hard for you to find something that takes 9 seconds to swing back and forth. That's going to be hard to find. But maybe you could find something small that has a period of 1. So if it swings back and forth 9 times with a period of 1, you made a clock that you can count 9 seconds on. So you don't necessarily need this to be 1. You can make this a half. So if you could find the period of something that's 0.5, you swing it 18 times, and that would be your 9 seconds. Maybe you could find something with a period of 3 seconds. You only have to swing it 3 times. So you should really use this equation first, see what you have to work with, and figure out what the L should be for you to get a specific period. So let's say if you want your period to be 1 second, let's just say 1 second. I'm going to use the bigger version, the t-squared version, because I want to solve for L. So I'm going to use this equation to solve for L, and let's say for this problem, I want my t to be 1. So obviously 1 squared is going to be 1, and we'll rearrange it first. So I rearranged that equation, and once again, I'm just going to make, for this argument, my t is going to be 1. So 1 times 10 over 4 pi squared, that will equal L. So I'm going to pull up my calculator. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm getting an L of 0.25. So I just need to find something that's a quarter of a meter long that can pivot back and forth, and that will give me a period of 1 second. So then all I need to do is swing it back and forth 9 times, and I've got a clock that actually can count 9 seconds. So you're trying to do a little bit of math here, something like what I did. And you're also trying to improvise and find something that you can use in your house. Once again, a jump rope, maybe. If you have some sort of fishing pole that you can use, or maybe a toy from a sibling, or if you still play with toys, something like that. This is supposed to be like a little improv piece. And yeah, it's a little challenge to keep you guys from destroying the house and going crazy. Yeah, so once again, it's more you pick what period you want, figure out how long it needs to be, and then find something in your house that can swing with that length. And then if you need to, you could always convert this to inches. You could just Google meters to inches if you don't have a meter stick, but you probably have a tape measure or something. So, and once again, that's due Friday afternoon. So you have, what is today? Wednesday? So you have 2.5 days to kind of figure that out. If you have a playground in the backyard, maybe you could do something with your playground in your backyard, but obviously not a public playground because those are locked up. Where were those pictures of the Hillsborough Park
They were on, I have them.
on your phone?
Yeah, you want me to send them to you?
Yeah. You guys want to see something crazy? So I like to go to the dog park with the puppy, and the dog park is near a regular park, but obviously they closed the regular park and the dog park. But they have all these signs around the playground so little kids can't play on them. It was so funny. Oh, I'm getting some pictures in. Like, look at this. This is how they keep kids off the playgrounds. Can you imagine this? You go to the playground and there's a fence around the actual swing. Can you believe that? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, tape is fine, not a fence. Fences is like, barbaric.
Which is crazy because they could have just closed the gates entering the park and nobody could have.
Yeah, they could have just closed the gate by the parking lot. But then there's that path that people walk in, you know. Yeah. I know they don't want kids to play. It's so sad. It's so sad. They could have virtual play dates, but then they don't have to share their toys, and that's really nice because you know how kids hate sharing. Yep. So, do you guys have any more questions at this point yet, or you still just want to talk about random stuff? Because I'm cool with that.
Let's see if I go by right.
No.
Hi, Dad. Good. Hey, you sent me the signed letter for Excel.
Okay. So, Liz, obviously, I'm here, and Rafi, I'm here for you guys. I'm still going to be on for the next half an hour or so. So, you're more than welcome to stay in the chat. If you want to sign off, you can. I'm not going to kick you out of here. I don't have the ability to kick you out. So, otherwise, I'm just going to be sitting here waiting for some questions. Alone,
No.
bored, nothing to do. I'm not going crazy. The little voices in my head aren't talking to me yet.
Right, so let's just keep it, and then if we need color, we'll just do it on the local.
It is sad. I know.
Okay, cool.
I'm just kidding, Liz. I'm good over here. I have the puppy. You know, the puppy's been getting so much attention. Oh. Liz, would you like me to refer you to your guidance counselor? They are here to help you through this time, if you would like.
Yeah, we need to do progressive. Yeah, but I want to close the broker dealers first. Yeah, and then, yeah, so if you send me those things, and then we're supposed to talk to Zach today.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have a backyard?
And then have you do the conference call. Okay. We don't know yet.
Or a front yard? Or a place that you could just sit outside?
Okay, all right, so I'll let you know as soon as I know.
Why don't you go sit outside?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
There's no area that you can actually sit down and put a chair out there, like a folding chair or something.
Yeah, I'm just about ready.
I've done that this week. I've gone outside and sat on the porch with the dog and submitted stuff for you guys. Just get out and have a little fresh air, you know. Sit in the door opening. You're fine.
Hello.
Here's another thing that you could do, Liz. You ready for this? Take your computer screen, type up and search for pictures of beautiful landscapes, you know, beautiful outdoor landscapes, and then turn the fan on in the room. And you'll imagine yourself being in that beautiful scenery with a nice breeze on your face, and you'll be good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you guys want to see the puppy? Well, yeah, kind of. Okay, so she's sleeping right now, so you gotta be quiet. Okay, there she is, all on the floor, just sleeping. Aw, I know. Paige, say hi. Aw, she's out of it.
Hey, yours.
Paige, you want to say hi? You want to say hi to people? Yeah? Say hi. Aw, she just winked at you guys. Aw. Oh, she did it again. She winked. She's been spoiled. She's the best. What do you call it? She's the only thing or person that's happy because of the quarantine. Because of how much she, you know, how much attention she's getting now.
That's fine. You can just send it to me and I can. Okay, yep. Thanks. There we go.
No, you're fine. I'm just messing with the kids. There's only, there's three of them watching me. Two of them were asking questions, and we got other questions asked. So I'm just staying on in case another kid pops up.
So nobody's on there right now?
Well, there's three kids watching me, but I answered all their questions.
Oh,
Oh, they finally agreed on a $2 trillion virus rescue bill.
oh. Taxes are gonna go up.
Mm-hmm. All episodes of Star Trek Picard are now free to non-subscribers. I've been waiting for this because there was a season finale the other night. Okay, how do I get this?
Well, we can deal with it after 3:00.
Oh, I know. Ooh. So you still have to sign up, but there's a coupon that gives you 1 free month trial, and it does everything, both Star Wars series, so I can watch. Remember, I should email Erica and tell her that because she wanted to watch it too.
Who's Erica?
My co-teacher
Oh, okay.
with Okay. All right, so guys, what do you think? Do you guys have any questions or anything like that? Because at this point, I'm probably gonna log off so I could start looking at your stuff that you gave me yesterday. So, do you guys have any other questions at all? Okay. I'm probably going to come back on Friday morning, the same time. If you guys have any questions at all. And then Monday, um, obviously, we're going to finish the chapter because this is only the first half of it. So, Monday, the week will be exactly the same. There will be a video with the questions, there will be an edulastic. And then we'll do a little lab on the computers for you guys. So next week will be the exact same structure with the next part of the chapter. And I'll be online Friday for you guys again, just like I am now. So stay safe, um, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys Friday, okay?